Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah. If you cast your mind back all that time when I was talking about my new idea with the flannel,
Yes.
which is my daughter told me about. You put a wet flannel into the freezer and let it freeze, and then activate it again by putting water on it, wringing it out, and then you've got a quite inexpensive way to cool yourself down, right? It's so nice that.
And it looks cool too.
Well, that's the thing. People go, he knows what he's doing. He's got it sorted.
Where's your deck chair, Jack?
I tell you what, I should tie knots in every corner, shouldn't I? That's old school, that, isn't it? That the old hanky with the knots in the corner, But no, that's very nice.
Yes.
Jealous.
And that is also something I can cool Dolly down with.
Yes.
She'll enjoy that. It's nice and cold.
So for people listening, Jack has obviously put the wet towel that's been in the freezer and he's put that on his head. And I think that is a real reason to go over to YouTube. You can now watch Oh My Dog. And if you weren't watching it before, well, you are now.
You don't know what you're missing.
Exactly. Yes, no, that looked very cool. Did you do that that's in the back garden you do that?
I can do it anywhere. It's good inside as well. It's good inside, just driving around in the car, whatever. Go to the shops. You can just put into a little square and put it on top of your head like that. It's just you get this cold. But actually, earlier on I did it when it was like straight out of the freezer, and I put it on my head. It was too much. It was a bit too much. I got brain freeze from it, a bit of a headache from it. So be careful, is what I'd say.
Difficult. Life is tough. I
know.
I just wasn't sure how necessary the word activate was. It just didn't feel. It felt quite androgynous.
I'm already thinking of marketing this thing. All right, so you can't just sort of say wet it and wring it out. You got to say activate it with water from the tap.
Yes,
and then people are hooked in. Oh, you got to activate it. So it's not just any old flannel. Yeah. It's a flannel that's been activated.
Have you activated it yet? I meant incongruous, sorry. It's incongruous. Have you activated the wet flannel? What are you talking about? No, I haven't. It's a bit too cold. It was a bit too cold. I'm getting brain freeze. I'll quickly deactivate it. Make sure you deactivate the wet flannel.
But otherwise, it's because otherwise you buy one of those things that's full of gel, and you have to kind of you got to wrinkle it up in your hands to activate it, and then put it on your head, and it's probably you get radiation poisoning from it anyway. So you don't know what's in these things.
And you could always, if it's starting to warm up a bit, you can put ice cubes on it, which gives it a boost.
It reactivates it.
Reactivates it. Thank you. Yeah, and then. I don't know. People sometimes, you come up with a helpful suggestion like that, and people don't take it seriously. But
it's the Rivita sandwich all over again, isn't it, Jack?
Totally. The Rivita sandwich, another of my inventions that got taken up as a result of someone somewhere listening to it on the podcast. Anyway.
We ask all the important questions on Oh My Dog, and that means, of course, sometimes they aren't dog related.
Yeah.
I need to know, what side of the Rivita are you buttering?
It is very important question, because one side has dimples in it, and the other is more smooth, isn't it? Well, I because I'm trying to reduce the amount of butter I use the smoother side. But if I were to make a sandwich, I think I'd have it so the dimples that would hold a bit more butter, a bit more tasty, and cream cheese, and then you've got a proper sandwich on your hands.
I don't know what this is anymore. I've lost sense of where I am in the universe. So you used to be dimples, and then
I think now I'm just trying to not reduce the butter intake.
Very sensible, very sensible. Sara, dimples up or down?
I think dimples down, and smooth spread.
Yeah.
Just for the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
But I think we should rename this podcast Tomorrow's World with Jack D.
It's just a sort of subplot that's going on all the time, isn't it? You've got your flannel, you've got your Rivita sandwich, and you can listen to the podcast. It's
amazing.
Yeah. On the just getting back on message a bit.
Yeah,
Dolly, we discovered that Dolly enjoys her food in the hot weather if we keep it in the fridge. So it's really, really cold for her.
That's good.
When did you discover that?
Well, Jane discovered it. She came up with the idea, and I mean,
that's often what "we" means, isn't it, Jack?
Nearly always, nearly always, yeah. But so obviously, if you open a thing of food and then you put it in the fridge anyway, but she just generally prefers it chilled in this weather. You know,
I can tell you a little update for Juniper. I've started to do a bit more cooking. I was actually doing.
Fantastic off the dog nutritionist.
I'm speaking to Cam, yeah. So
Cam.
I've got his multivitamin.
Yeah.
I have been boiling chicken, grating carrot, and I haven't got the liver yet, the liver I need to get. Right. I've been putting some egg in, a little bit of eggshell, which I'd never done before.
No, it's good for them. Good for the coat, apparently.
It is, yeah, and it's the calcium in it as well. Yeah. And mixing through this multivitamin, and I've put a bit of blueberries in there as well, and she's been eating it. It's been great.
Amazing. It sounds like a 4-year-old's recipe, doesn't it?
It does a bit.
It's just, do the kids come in from school saying, "What are you cooking? What are you cooking?" No, it's not for you. It's for Juniper.
So that's so she's loving it.
Yeah, she's eating it. I mean, I'd say she's enjoying it more.
Remind me and us, right? She's enjoying it more. You think this is beneficial then?
100%. Yeah.
Because was she having runny business?
Sometimes, but just more. I would be concerned that she just wasn't touching her food really until she was really hungry right at the end of the day, and I'd have to sort of do that trick that you've used before, Seann, which is grate a little bit of cheese on it.
Oh yes, that's sort of great.
Yeah, so I'm still in the transition. I'm still using her old food, but more with the cooked food.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is great because we get to interview you as someone that's trying this for our listeners, because of it, you know, people want to do the right thing, but it's about, do we have the time? Do we have the energy after a long day at work? How much more are you going out of your way to make this meal? How much of an inconvenience is it?
I don't think it's much more. I think maybe 5 more minutes, because I'm cooking the chicken and then I've got it in the fridge. So it's just one batch of cooking that, and I use it for a few days. And then I'm just grating in the fresh, you know, maybe some apple and carrot and the blueberries in the freezer, and then just stirring through that multivitamin. It's not that much. And also the other thing that I like that Cam said was you don't have to do it all in one go. So you can do little bits of whatever's convenient to you at that time.
Yeah. That's a great idea, though. Of course, you can batch cook, can't you? So you're not doing it every single day. You do a whole load, and then that'll stay fresh for 3 or 4 days, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you pass any of what we hear on Oh My Dog, Jack? Do you pass any of this on to Jane?
I did mention the cooking thing, and I have to admit she's resistant to the idea because we've done it in the past for our Dachshunds, and it proved to be, in the long run, it turned out to be quite a lot of hard work. But
right,
we didn't do the batch cooking. So, Sara, I think you're onto something there that's really, really, really good idea. Get onto that and see if we might move on. How did Grace take to the idea?
I did mention it. I did mention it.
Yeah.
And then I saw some chicken on the side that was for Mildred.
Right. So okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so I'll have to update. Sorry, she's not obviously here in Glasgow.
No. Well, let's. You can. Yeah, it'd be good to get an update on that.
Yes, and also to our listeners, if you're listening to the guests we have on, and you're taking any of their advice, and of course, if it's changed the way that you are looking after your dogs, please do get in touch and let us know how that's going. And also, I think we understand here at Oh My Dog headquarters that all of the dogs, everyone has their own relationship with their dogs. All dogs are different, which is what every expert comes on, and every expert confirms that. It might not work for you, but it'd just be interesting to hear what is and what isn't working for people.
Yes.
It would be good. It would be good.
Yes. On a different note, but I do think it's Oh My Dog related, because it really does stem from dogs. And I've been meaning to say, I meant to tell you this last week, is I have decided that I am not eating pork anymore, right? Okay.
Oh.
Now, it is Oh My Dog related. because pigs, I just find, and this isn't anything I've read, this is just me, my experience. When I see a pig in a zoo, this wasn't pig, we took the kids to the zoo recently and there were the pigs, and I saw pigs in a documentary, and then I ended up parking near some pigs the other day in London. Yeah, there's a pig farm in London, in Kennington. I had no idea. And I see these pigs, and I thought, they are too much like dogs for me. They are just too... I saw all the little piglets, suckling the teat, is it? And I just thought, it's too much like a dog. I'm out. And so that's it. We'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah, okay.
I've not had pork anymore, but it's because of the connection I've made with dogs. That's why I'm bringing it up here.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, and I've it kind of tugs at my heartstrings as well.
I know, it's tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't eaten meat for about 8 years now.
And do you feel good about that?
I feel quite smug right now, yeah.
Yeah, genuinely the only person who deserves to be on the podcast. Well, it's a kind of a logical thing. They are very like, aren't they? They are very like.
I think so. Yeah. So I remember being in America. What do you think it is? Is this too far? In America, where was I? Chicago. And I was at a market, and there was someone who it was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. They were walking like a piglet on lead. They had a little pet. I mean, that's my dream.
Yeah.
That is my dream, a pet pig. Oh, my God.
Shepherd's Bush Market.
Well, yeah. And who's going to be on that podcast with you?
Well, just wait and see what you get for Christmas, Jack. We'll do a pig dog combo podcast, and it'll be called Oink My Dog. So there we go.
So do you feel being not eating meat at all, Sara? Do you feel a bit weird buying it for Juniper?
Well, everybody else in the family does eat meat.
Uh-huh.
They don't eat loads. Well, I don't eat it at all, but they don't eat loads of it. And I understand that she is a carnivore, Juniper.
Yeah.
So I do. I'm not going to enforce. I know some people do make their dogs vegetarian, but I'm not going to do that. I'm pescatarian. I eat fish.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I totally understand from Juniper's perspective. She needs that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good answer.
I didn't know that some people force their dog to be veggie. We've not had that on here, have we? No one's mentioned that.
No, but it is true. It is a thing. I mean, some people will impose, even vegan, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, if you're listening and you know about that, maybe you yourself have got a very successful vegetarian or vegan diet for your dog.
Yes, that would be interesting to hear.
It would be interesting to hear. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, get in touch. Make us all feel terrible.
Have you ever tried to be? Have you ever attempted to be veggie?
Well, do you know, the thing is, I sometimes joke, I love vegetarian food. It goes so well with meat, but I love vegetarian food. I even like vegan food if it's really good. If it's there are some amazing vegan restaurants. Like last night, Jane cooked the most amazing paneer curry. That white Indian cheese, fantastic. It's not really cheese, is it? It's soya, but it's beautiful, and it's every bit as good as eating anything like meat. Really, it was. This is.
What
are you going to say?
Was he just stop? I love. What have you just stopped yourself from saying?
I just feel like I'm just talking about myself pointlessly. I mean, who cares? Who the hell cares what I have for dinner? Go on, sorry. Okay, thank you.
No, I'm just going to say, when I lived in New York, there was this amazing, I don't know if it's still there, because restaurants change a lot in New York,
yes.
but a place in the East Village called Angelica's.
Yes.
And it was amazing, the food there. You wouldn't even miss eating meat, and I think that's the secret too. If you're eating something that's really delicious, you're not going to miss it.
Oh, absolutely not. There's a restaurant in Brighton called Food for Friends. And
I love that place.
It's vegan. I mean, amazing, the food there.
Yeah.
And you don't even think, because that's the great mark of it. You don't think for a moment, I'm in a vegan restaurant. You just think I'm in a great restaurant. It's so nice, the food there.
It's just cooking at home.
Yeah, it is. That's what I wouldn't be as good at. But here we go. Should we do an email?
We've got an email, yes.
Because
got a couple.
Yeah, we've got one from Louise Orgill.
Yes.
She's hi there, Jack, Sara, and Seann. Dear,
unbelievable.
I didn't change it.
No. And hello to
and one N.
And one N. Yeah. Well,
two N's.
That's the least of your worries. It's the least of your worries. Hello to Dolly, Juniper, and Mildred Barrett. I love your podcast so much. It makes me smile and laugh out loud. It's the best. Keep doing what you're doing. Well done. Lots of emojis in this as well, which I can't really. Anyway, there's a laughing face emoji.
And a hallelujah.
Is that what it is? The ones with the two hands like that? Yeah, okay, that's hallelujah. Okay. I love all your episodes, but especially the episode with Sally Lindsay and how she adopted a rescue dog from Hungry Hearts charity. Fast forward 6 months, I now have a beautiful rescue dog, Maya, from Hungry Hearts. She's a wonderfully sweet, sweetheart mystery mix. She's the bestest girl ever. Sweet. That's a lovely looking dog. Looks like got Pharaoh hounding with those great long ears. Amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
I couldn't imagine life without her. She's bankrupting me, but that's okay. Thanks for creating such a joyful podcast. Your love of dogs is infectious. Here's a little photo of beautiful Maya. We've just seen it. Thank you very much, Louise Orgill. Nice. Please keep listening. That's lovely, isn't it, that you've actually listened to the podcast, got in touch with Hungry Hearts, and got yourself a dog that needed a home. So Brilliant. That's a really big result. I feel
dog, changing lives. Changing lives since 2023, baby. Okay, so next email says, and I like this. Hi all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Trying not to be favouriteist about hosts.
Yeah, well, I think we probably know where he was going to go. But anyway, we'll leave that.
This is from Mark, who says, it's not really dog related. Well, don't worry, this is the episode for it. But I am a fan. And you did read out an email before, which involved garden, urination, and dogs. It does relate to a previous episode when Seann talked about missing a gig. I had hoped to see the great man himself earlier this year. It did say great man. That is there. But I was on holiday. Then he was supposed to be the headliner on the 21st of June, and I was away at my daughter's wedding, so missed out again. Luckily, his car broke down in Cheshire, and he couldn't make it again. Please try to get back to Dis Cornhall in Norfolk, as it is a wonderful venue, and I would happily dog sit Mildred with our boy Parker. All the best, Mark.
So
There's Parker there.
Oh, very nice. Lovely.
Very sweet.
Looks like that. Parker would get on well with Mildred. I can see that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Nuts.
So you missed a gig because your car broke down, was that?
This is the one I couldn't make in Dis because of the rain during a heat wave.
And the windscreen wiper's not working.
Yeah, the windscreen wiper.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I didn't tell you about that, by the way, Jack. Sorry, just quickly. One detail. And the man was very nice. When I went in, I found a Halfords. And I said, the window wipers are broken. He said, it's all right, we'll just put some new ones on. And I don't know anything about cars. And I said, right, it's just, I think it's like it sounds broken. I don't think it's the actual window wiper. He went, no, be all right. And he put the new window wipers on. And then I turned them on and they didn't work. And
it turns out it never even worked there anyway.
Right. Well, you say that. You say that. I thought this was astonishing. He couldn't drive. You can't work in Halfords fixing cars if you can't drive.
Well, not fixing cars. Not fixing cars.
Yeah.
I love that. I'll put new ones on for you. Yeah. It doesn't work. I know. I never said they work, but they are new.
I know.
Oh,
outrageous! And I'm so awkward with these things. Any normal person would go, "Well, I'm obviously not paying for that." But I go, "Well," "Well, at least I got new window wipers, so thanks for that." And I buy them. What am I doing?
I love that you call them window wipers as well.
Oh, what are they? What am I meant to be calling them?
Windscreen wipers.
Oh, windscreen. I don't even know. I don't know all the lingo. Sorry.
You could be working in Halfords.
Yeah. You can get a job there, mate.
Oh,
well. So
look at Jack with his windscreen. What's Jack doing? He's activating the windscreen wipers. Oh, there we are.
We've got Will Young waiting.
Will Young is back.
We can't keep Will waiting. Let's get him in. Juniper's excited, I can tell.
Very excited.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello, doggies.
How are you? That's Juniper.
Sorry.
Juniper started barking at the mention of your name, Mark. Will. I said Mark because you got Mark on your shirt.
It's fair enough. I've had worse.
Will, where are you? You look like you're in some sort of spaceship.
I'm in my panic room.
You're hiding from the heat
I'm
wave.
having an anxiety attack. I'm in my panic room. No, I had an office sort of booked because I don't live in London, and then I'm going to this thing in Parliament after this about animal testing. Very
right.
Oh, right.
Apropos our conversation, and then it fell through. So I'm now in a talent agency called UTA.
Okay.
The thing with Parliament today is that's cancelled, or is that still happening?
No, that's still happening.
So what are you off to do at Parliament then? Tell us more about that.
Well, essentially, I want to become a lord, but that's not going to happen. But it's there's a test called the LD50 test, which has been going for 180 years, I think. And it's basically a test where they increase the dosage of toxicity until they kill the animal.
Oh dear.
That is the sort of end result, the sort of purpose of the test. And it's done mostly on mice and rabbits, guinea pigs. I don't think it's done on dogs.
Okay.
But there are other tests that are done on dogs that are horrible. But this one is such a sort of Victorian hangover, really. And it's just not needed. It's sort of one of those things that a lot of the stuff about the animal testing is really to do with red tape and bureaucracy. And essentially that it's just a lot of hard work, and maybe people can't be bothered to change all that red tape and all that bureaucracy.
And for what product are they testing these chemicals? Is it cosmetics or medicine or?
Cosmetics, they stopped in Europe, but medicine, chemicals, household products.
Right.
I mean, there's some crazy things, like, for example, every time they bring out a new bleach, they have to do a whole round of testing again. It's like, how many times can you test bleach? So the thing is now that there's non-animal testing methods that are so advanced. And what we're doing is we're testing things on animals, but the failure rate on those results is something like 98%. Whereas now we can, by growing organs on chips, basically, science has moved so far, we can wholly replicate the human body, which of course you can't do if you're testing on a horse or a monkey or a beagle. So it's just so sort of out of date. Yeah. And actually, one of the biggest arguments for non-animal testing methods is that it's better for humanity, because we're going to find more solutions more quickly to medical problems.
Right.
I wonder what arguments those companies use to defend what they do. Do they claim that there is a positive to doing this in some way?
There was a result about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half, to do with Alzheimer's, but that was very questionable in itself. I think a lot of the problems are they've been doing it this way for so long, and they just think, well, a live body is so much better than a homegrown thing that mimics a human kidney in a petri dish. How can that
lab
be the
grown?
case? Lab grown.
Yeah.
And also, you have to go back further to the education system, because a lot of these things and methods are taught at universities in labs throughout the UK and throughout the world. So you'd have to change the education system. Yeah. A lot of the animals that are tested on in labs, in educational facilities and institutions. Okay. Yeah, and then there is the legal framework and paperwork, essentially, that you have to change as well. But cosmetics was a very, very good test case for this, because people could sort of square it off and go, torturing a dog so my bronzer can look okay on my face and not poison me is maybe I can't square that off.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that people still think, but no, I'd rather save my mum from cancer and kill a mouse. And I can understand that. But really, you don't even need to do that now.
It's a false dichotomy anyway, so we don't need to.
False dichotomy. But I think one of the things, guys, that I think is so shocking and that people just don't know still, although there is now a huge groundswell and movement, which is so wonderful, is people don't realise that up to 3,000 and maybe plus dogs are tested on a year in the UK. And I think people think that stopped in the 80s. In fact, I think overall, and plus monkeys, but beagles are tested on because they're the most forgiving dog breed. I don't know if I said this to you last time, but I had handcuffed myself to a beagle breeding.
Yes, I remember.
You did, yes.
I mean, largely for attention, but
Sure.
yeah, because it was post-COVID, and we were all feeling a bit starved as celebrities. But what can I do? But I think people are really getting behind that now.
You kind of being an advocate of animals and speaking in Parliament today, does that love of animals, does that kind of begin at dogs? And it's kind of dog has been a gateway drug almost to the wider world of animals. Where does this passion for animals that you have come from?
Yeah, it probably did because, I grew up in the countryside and it was sort of maybe more like a dysfunctional Gerald Durrell. We'd have like the dogs, the cats, the rabbits all sitting in front of the fire together, sort of seemingly able to get
okay, yeah.
chickens, and we had guinea fowl. But also I was very into birds. I was very geeky. I had big National Health glasses, and I still have a list. And I love birds. And my family are very into nature. They just always have been. So it was sort of all around me, really. Yeah, and I've always loved animals. Even on the way here, I just saw a dead badger, and I was like welling up.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, William, get a grip.
It's a strange thing. I don't think I've ever seen a badger in the wild apart from a dead one on the side of the road. That's the thing. And they're a frequent sight, aren't they, as you drive around?
Yes, they are. And badger baiting is still, unfortunately, a thing. And more so in some counties more than others.
Quite
but
incredible.
I just feel like I think we're huge animal lovers, and I think we take a lot from nature, and I think we take a lot of joy from nature and animals, and that's why the animal testing thing is, I feel like, very passionate about.
Yeah. We've been made aware at Oh My Dog about a greyhound racing campaign to end greyhound racing. Do you know anything about that, Will?
Yes, I do, through Hope Rescue.
All right.
In Wales, and I think they've just passed some legislation on that in Wales, but not overall in the UK. I think that was passed fairly recently, but I don't know the full ins and outs of that. But yeah, I think it's a good thing.
It's a thing that we're going to look into and try and find out a bit more about. I suppose my default setting is, when I hear about a thing like that, I slightly don't believe that that's a bad thing until you start looking into it. And there are some pretty alarming facts and figures come out of it, actually, when you do bother to look. So we are going to endeavour to find out more about this and come back to our listeners on all of that. Tell us about your Hope Rescue and what you've been up to with that.
Whenever I tour in the UK, I always sort of visit various dog homes because I just find it really grounding, and also I just miss dogs. So I like to know what's going on and what the challenges are at various places. It's really interesting, actually, the different sort of models there are for rescue homes. But what we really need, this is what Hope Rescue have been working on. I visited them for the first time when I was on tour in there last Christmas. But we need licenses for animal sanctuaries and dog and cat homes, which there isn't at the moment. And so we've been pushing government to do that, because at the moment anyone can set up an animal sanctuary or a dog home, and there are places that just use them as sort of covers for puppy breeding farms, basically. Okay. And so that's a big thing that we've been doing at Hope. But also I came to Hope because I'm a co-founder of a dog food called Miraculous Meals, and we give 50% of our profits to rescue homes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and it's just been, I have a rescue dog, as you guys know.
Yes.
Ed, one of the other co-founders who I've known since I was 8, has got a rescue dog. And we just sat there one day and sort of looked at the problem, which is now at a sort of epidemic level almost. It's a real crisis because of cost of living, vet bills. There was a big boom in people getting dogs because of COVID.
Yeah.
And, it all lands on places like Hope Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is people don't really talk about it. Both my dogs, Domino and Diamond, were an hour away from being put down in a kill shelter in LA. But we do have kill shelters here, and the numbers are very iffy. But we think between 50 to 80,000 dogs a year in the UK are put down.
Mm-hmm.
And the rescue centres are having to, shoulder this burden. Ed and I were talking. And actually, I was opening some dog food. I'd run out of dog food, so I was opening a tin of dog food, and it sort of slopped out. And I was like, surely someone can do better than this. And there is some brilliant dog food out there, by the way.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't we do dog food, but why don't we give 50%?
Yeah.
To rescue homes? So that's how we came to Hope Rescue. And we've already donated £60,000.
Wow, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Well done. That's fantastic.
Thank you. But you know what's so cool about it is it genuinely is like a business model that really works. I mean, so our business is working. Plus, you can often look at a problem, and feel as a civilian helpless about it. So you think, well, what can I do?
Yes. Yeah.
And through this business model, we've created really good dog food, because it is. And just by a simple act of buying it, you're literally changing these dogs' lives. You're having a massive impact.
Yeah.
And I think people are really connecting with it.
Where do we buy? Is it Miraculous Meals or Miracle Meals?
Miraculous Meals. I do miracles, but it's a side.
Okay, we'll get on to that later.
I'll be in touch about that.
I don't like to talk about it. But you can go to their our Instagram, Miraculous Meals, or you can see it on mine as well.
So we buy it online. Is that the thing? Is that
online at the moment?
Okay,
but we're going to go to retail, but we're also going to move into dry food as well.
Okay,
because a lot of people have been asking about that, and the rescue centres, love it, and we've got these great relationships.
Fantastic. We'll put a link up for that.
Yes.
What can people do other than setting up a company and making profits that go to charity that help dogs? What can we do on a smaller scale? Perhaps it might be worth asking. Is fostering a thing to consider, do you think?
Oh my God, fostering is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I fostered a dog called Pippin. He'd been kept in a bathroom. He was a Dachshund. He'd been kept in a bathroom for 2 years.
Oh.
And
my Lord.
He was really overweight. His nails were longer than his paws.
Oh no.
And I got it makes me tear up actually. And I got the weight down off him. He couldn't even walk 5 yards. By the end, he was trotting around. And then I rehomed him.
Wow. That's an amazing thing. I would have thought you go through all of that with Pippin. You want to keep him, don't you? Isn't that the hard thing?
Yeah. The problem was with Pippin is that he was getting very possessive over me, and he was and I've got this big sort of mastiff pit bull, Domino.
Yes.
And he was just kept on sort of attacking Domino's, who just didn't even notice. He was like, what is this fly? But he was resource guarding a bit too much with people, and so I felt he needed, for his well-being, he needed.
Okay. Well, the number you mentioned, the number of rescues, dogs being so high. Do you have any thoughts on why that is? Why the number is it to do with lockdown? Is normally the answer for these things.
It's been I wish I could remember the actual statistic, but it is something bonkers. Like since 2020 or 2022, there's been a 40% rise. It is something bonkers like that.
It's so mad.
Rescue dogs, but it is because, sounds silly, but COVID was a big thing.
Of course.
And then there's a lot of overbreeding. We don't have enough. I think there needs to be tougher laws on dog breeding and actually dog owning, but also the cost of living is a big thing. And there has been a lot on this at the moment, and vet bills.
Yeah.
That's something we've not talked about that enough on here, I think. The pure cost of having a dog during the current climate of this country it's a lot of money.
Yeah, and there's also been a big drive because of the monopoly that has been occurring with a lot of veterinary practices. That has been driving up everything from consultations to drugs to insurance. They're all in it together. So, I have an independent vet, Kingsclear Vets. Give them a shout out.
Okay,
don't get any money off. But they're independent and they are cheaper and they're brilliant.
Yeah.
So I don't think the monopoly of vets, which is tied into the dog insurance, lights have gone off. Hello?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
God, someone's in the building.
Light sensitive.
Continue.
I don't think that's and there are a lot of. There was a thing a couple of days ago actually about people having to put down their pets because they can't afford.
Oh man,
the operations.
Yeah. Shocking.
Dear.
I totally agree, though. I think the overbreeding of dogs, because people are literally breeding dogs for money to, and then actually selling them as rescue dogs, kind of,
Oh yeah. There is a big investigation into a place which I won't mention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is actually doing that. But can I just mention something about the testing on dogs, which I think
please do, absolutely.
You need to realise, and I can't remember if I mentioned it last time, but there are loose standards set out on how many times you can breed a dog in the UK, and the dogs that are kept by MBR Acres, which is the company that breed the dogs for testing, they don't have to adhere to those standards. So these female dogs are just bred from constantly, just spewing out litters. There's no legal framework that they have to or standards that they have to adhere to at all. They don't have to go out and see grass. The cleanliness of there's so much footage of the conditions that they're in the kennels. So one of the big things I tried to do, just a small thing, was bring the standards back to what the standards are for domestic dogs. But people wouldn't do that. And I do think it's important to say that there was a chance of doing a ban on testing on dogs. And some people are very anti that. I understand why, because they think it should be all animals.
Yes. Yeah.
And there is a very, very well-known animal charity that did for some reason, blocked the path to stopping testing on dogs.
Because they thought that would prevent them stopping testing.
No idea. It was so bizarre. It was one of the weirdest meetings I've ever had, and I still haven't got to the bottom of it. But it was very strange.
Sounds like the beginning of a Netflix doc.
Well, it should be a panorama, but it's
yeah.
And I couldn't understand, because my argument was, do you think there's going to be like a day when suddenly every animal is stopped testing on? It's got to be incremental.
Yeah.
But they didn't want that.
Yeah. That does sound like a strange priority, doesn't it?
It was very.
Your aim is to raise £4 million over the next 5 years. Is that right? Can you? I mean, it's my aim as well, but I don't think it's as altruistic as yours. But
yeah, I mean,
we can all dream.
we all got the aim. Yeah.
Tell us about that, Will. What's this for?
Well, honestly, it is desperately needed by all these rescue centres. And it's not just the big ones like Dogs for Rescue or Birmingham Dogs Home, or Hope Rescue. There's tiny dog rescues everywhere that need help. And we're going to one. We do big donations, and then we do a monthly donation to tiny places. We're going to one in Cheltenham, actually. I forget the name of it now. And if they don't have the funds, we are in a cost of living crisis. So they're not getting it from local government or national government as much as they would need. They'll close. I mean, there is a dog home up in Edinburgh that we're going to go and visit, because they're quite well established, and they're looking at having to close. And that means that all those dogs, we just don't know where they're going to go. It's more than likely that the dogs will then be put down. So what we're trying to do by raising the money is stopping these dogs getting put down, and also through a kind of tiny thing of buying dog food, literally giving them a second chance of life. And with my dog Domino, when I look at the joy that he's given me, that's literally every dog that is sitting there waiting for a new home.
See, I don't know how you manage to visit all these places. You must have some sort of emotional armor to visit these places and not want to bring them all home with you. How do you cope with that?
Boarding school. Easy.
Yeah.
Two words, Jack. Boarding school.
Yeah, I'm just numb inside.
Emotionally cut off.
They don't really have a soul.
Yeah.
Well, we know that's not true, but I genuinely would find that very, very hard to do what you do.
It's so interesting, actually, and that's why I'm getting excited and hopping on my feet, because I absolutely love it. And I was doing it before anyway. And then with Miraculous Meals, I go to a lot more, and I put things up on my Instagram. I do few dogs a week of this one's there's a place near Reigate actually that I'm going to go and visit them. The people that work there are amazing. The dogs are just astounding, and I think also for me, and I think this is true of people that work in animal rescue places or just connect to animals. When you've been let down by humans in the past, or you've had difficulties in your life, and I've had mental health difficulties, emotions all over the place, bloody breakdown. Would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
You look at these dogs and you just get this amazing love for them, but also you think people are looking at you and just going to discount you. And I think if you've been discounted in your life, you sort of really relate to it. And I just find it very, very joyful whenever I go.
Yeah.
And the only thing is that I can't adopt all of them,
Yeah.
But the people that work there, because there'll be a reason why they all work there, and I really relate to them, and I love them. I think they're just incredible human beings doing incredible things, and we're just trying to do our bit.
Yeah, well, that's
even more than that. I think you're doing.
I think on behalf of us at Own My Dog, we thank you, and I'm sure our listeners are very grateful for all the work you're doing on behalf of dogs and the animal kingdom. So thank you so much, Will. It's been absolutely wonderful having you on again.
I just wanted to say, Will, you are advocacy in action, and you're so inspiring, and we just love you so much. Thank you so much for everything you do. I'm going to put up all the links of everything you've talked about so that anybody listening would be feeling really inspired and want to get behind these things. So I will make sure that everyone can get, their eyes across this. You're just amazing.
It's only because I want a knighthood.
We'll get you that knighthood. We'll back you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Can I say I've got a new song because since I've last seen you, I've got a partner who has a dog. You said, and you were like, do you ever have what are your names for your dogs? And then do you ever sing to them or something like that? And
yes.
He's called Moses. Matthew is my partner. I should mention him first. Yeah. And then Moses, the Chihuahua, but we call him Squidgemeister, the Squidgenator.
Yeah.
My new one is to sing Squidge, Squidge, Squidge to Katy Perry, swish, swish, swish. I go up to him and I go, Squidge, Squidge, Squidge. Squidge, Squidge, Squidge.
That's fantastic.
That's the new one.
Squidge, Squidge, Squidge. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Music.
And he looks a bit like Gollum.
Oh, lovely. Yes.
Big eyes, and he's like
huge eyes. Yeah, they're fun. Is he a long coat or a smooth coat?
He's a sort of semi-long coat, I think.
Yeah.
And he's a rescue, actually. Matthew rescued him, and he's the most unattractive dog. And I'm absolutely obsessed with him.
It's funny how they weave their way into your life somehow or another. And does he get on well with Domino?
I was terrified about that. Domino's quite reactive.
Yeah.
And I found him the other day just standing on top of him as if he was like, I own you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was humping his tail the other day, and Domino didn't even notice.
All right. Okay.
So there's some sort of behaviour stuff going on.
Yeah.
But Domino, he's literally the size of Domino's jaw.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And remind us, do you let your dogs kiss you on the mouth?
Yes, of course I do.
We somehow thought that might be the case.
Yeah.
Well, Sir Will Young, I think we'll call you from now on. And as far as this podcast is concerned, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a real pleasure to catch up with you, and also just to find out about what you do, because it opens a new world to us that we really ought to know more about, and we'll endeavour to do so.
I'm happy to be your correspondent.
That's a great thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so well.
Great. Look forward to we'll look forward to it next time. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Sorry I was late.
That's all right. See ya.
Fine.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
That was great.
Oh.
Really
does some good stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He really does. I suppose I hadn't appreciated how involved Will is in animal welfare. It's a real. The word passion is overused, isn't it, at the moment? But it's a real thing for him.
And thank God there is just something out there where people like him can get their voice heard.
Yeah, quite.
I think without us, how would anyone know? So,
who
are the real heroes? Who are the real heroes? Is what I'm saying.
Good point.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, then we're
exactly.
the podcast that lets you know that the tree has fallen in the woods. So
that's way too deep for me at this point, but
very profound.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening to Oh My Dog. We hope you're enjoying taking a deep dive with us into our love of dogs.
Yes, and please go and remember you can watch on YouTube. You can see Jack activate his flannel on YouTube at OMD Pod. And please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod. There it is. He put it back on. It looks absolutely.
I've reactivated it, Sean.
Ready for launch. And you can find us on Instagram at OMD Pod. Sara's always posting the best clips there.
Yeah. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast to. And you can add stars to your review for, good ideas. Just saying. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
Why did they used to tie the corners of the flannel?
To keep it on your head. It would turn it into a hat. That's how it would work.
Well, why don't you do that then?
Because this is only a flannel. It's not a hanky. I probably could actually. I could try.
I suppose, do you know what, Jack? The problem is if you tied the corners, it wouldn't look cool anymore.
No, it does spoil the look, I think.
Yeah.
Now you're getting silly.
Yeah, it just looks stupid. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to go and reactivate it in a minute. Get it back in the freezer.